Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk, back with another project for you, and this is another card using the lovely Follow Your Dreams stamp set, which you can see here. And this is beautiful because it actually comes with coordinating dies, so you get these lovely images that you can die cut and create layers with. I've deliberately kept this one quite flat, but obviously you could pop these up on dimensionals if you wanted to, but I almost wanted a kind of a embossed feel to this right hand panel here with this. So you've got the dreams and then Follow Your Dreams at the bottom there. So on with the card. I've used Mint Macaron and Petal Pink, which is one of the new colours and returning colours. So really soft and pretty colours that we've got there. So to start off with, you're going to create a card blank. And I've used Mint Macaron. And the card is 5 7/8 by 8 1/4. And then scored at 4 1/8 in the middle there. So that's our base, which you can pop to one side. We're then going to come on to create our panels, and what I did here was I took a piece of Whisper White, which is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, and I'm going to add to that a layer of Petal Pink, and the Petal Pink is 3 3/4 by 2 1/8, so I've literally just created a very narrow border on the left hand side there. And then the Mint Macaron that goes on the top is again just 1/8 of an inch, so that's 3 3/4 by 2 inches. So that creates our panel. And the next stage is to, because you want them to dry, we're going to use some glue just to attach those to the background panel. So turn that over so I've got a clean side. Having problems with my card base falling down. So this is the process that I've used before, which is to sponge some Tombow onto the back of the die cuts. So die cut 3 of the words of dream, work that glue so that it's sort of, and then just add that to the back there, and carefully pop that at the very top. Now what I did was I kind of aligned this left one at the very top, and then just came down, slightly offsetting each time. And the downside of doing this is that obviously as you come further down, so I'd pop that in there. Because you can always add a tiny bit of glue afterwards, but it's making sure you've got a clean bit of sheet to add the glue to. And you don't get too sticky in the process. And again, just pop that one on there. Okay, put my sticky sheet to one side. So I'm going to leave that to one side to dry while we're going to do our stamping. And the Dreamcatcher image I've got here, we're stamping in soft suede, but rather than using full strength soft suede, I'm going to stamp off first. So there's our image on a block. Just stamp it on a piece of scrap paper or onto your sheet and just stamp that. Then you're going to come in and use this large die, and that just sits around there. And if you line it up, I find, on the strands at the bottom, and then you can line it with a circle. Just pop a bit of washi tape and put that to one, and then you can die cut that, and you end up with your image like so. And you also end up, when you've done the gluing, with sticky fingers. A little bit sticky, so I'm just going to clean those off using a wet wipe. So it's slightly less sticky than I was. then you can either use the same process or the alternate way of adding layers, these fine die cut layers, is to use our fine tip glue. And this image is quite a good one because you've got that sort of larger central panel and the ring around the side, and you just need to pop those in like so. And pop that just over the top. Again, pop it to one side. Might need to just press it down slightly with something non-sticky. Bottom of the glue bottle will do fine. And that can go to one side to go on our card. And then all we're left with really is to do our sentiment. So for our sentiment, we're using the Follow Your Dreams. And just what I tend to do is where I've got something that's with words and I'm going to be stamping onto a piece, I try and use my grid paper just to line it up. Helps if you do it the right way around. Okay. And again, we're using Petal Pink. And just a note, the Petal Pink does dry kind of lighter than it stamps. So stamp it onto a scrap of card. And my scrap that I've got here is 2 5/8 by 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm just going to come in with my snips to create a tab. Just shortening that off, I just fancy it a little bit shorter. Like so. And then the reason I do that is because it's much easier to line it up on the square end of the card like so, and then come in and create our tab. So bring our card back in. Now we can attach that to our card base. So I'm just using some snail here on that panel. I'm going to use some dimensionals on the back of this large piece. Just to take the backings off those. And then a couple of dimensionals on here. And then on my original one, you'll notice I've got a little feather up on the top there. That's not obligatory, but what actually happened was I managed to stick my fingers in some greening before I moved my card. So we had a nice kind of little hint of shaded spruce on the corner of the card. So just to recreate that, I'm not going to put any more ink, but I'm just going to pop a feather over the top there. And then all that remains is to add our feathers onto the side here using our mini dimensionals. So again, I've stamped those in Petal Pink. And then just pop those feathers on the bottom there. And then you're all sorted. So the other one I actually I created quite flat. I didn't use as many dimensionals, but I decided this one's going to be given to the person concerned. I can add more with dimensionals rather than popping it in the post. In fact, I'm just going to leave it with those feathers as it is there. So there we have a Follow Your Dreams card using some repeat die cutting to create a background, and as I say, a bit of dimension on the one and not on the other. Which do you prefer? If you want any of the products that you see in here, pop along to my Stampin' Up shop, heidismith.stampinup.net. Otherwise, you can just follow the links in my blog, flutterbyheidi.co.uk. Thanks for watching. Come back soon. Bye now.